Well, Daniel, I see everything is in order. As always, you've made this process so easy.
I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Kamau. We've renewed your policies, updated your beneficiaries, and your family medical cover remains active. You're fully protected.
That's why I've never had to worry. For 15 years, every time I walked into this office, I knew someone I could trust was waiting on the other side of this desk.
Thank you. I mean, those words mean more to me than you can imagine.
I heard from one of the receptionists that today is your last day. I thought it was just office gossip. Tell me, my good friend, are you leaving?
No, this time the gossip is true.
I must admit, I'm surprised. 20 years is a lifetime. Such a long time. Why would you leave such a good position?
Sometimes, after helping build someone else's vision, you begin to feel it's time to pursue your own. I've learned a great deal here, and now I want to apply those lessons in a new chapter.
That takes courage. Many people dream about starting a business, but very few are willing to leave the comfort of a secure job.
It's a difficult decision. This company has been my second home. I've grown here from an intern to chief customer officer. Walking away isn't easy, but growth often begins where comfort ends.
I hope your new journey succeeds. But tell me honestly, who will handle my account now?
You'll be in good hands. Insurance is never about one individual. It's about strong systems and dedicated people. The team here is excellent, and they'll continue serving you with the same commitment.
You always believed in the team. That's one of the reasons people respected you.
Hello, Mr. Omondi. Sorry for the interruption. I have an urgent message for you from the CEO. Hello, Mr. Kamau. Long time. How have you been?
Leadership is about leaving behind people who can carry on, even when you're no longer around.
You've helped me through a stolen vehicle, my wife's hospital admission, and even that fire claim at my shop. Every time I panicked, you remained calm.
That's what insurance is really about, bringing peace of mind when life becomes uncertain.
I have no doubt you'll do well, wherever you go. Just promise me one thing.
What's that, Mr. Kamau?
When you finally open your own brokerage, don't forget old clients like me.
I could never forget you, Mr. Kamal. Clients like you have been part of my journey.
Then I look forward to seeing what you build next. Congratulations, Daniel. May God bless the next chapter of your life.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal. Your support over the years has meant a great deal to me. Take care of yourself and don't hesitate to reach out if you ever need guidance.
Morning, Mr. Omondi.
Morning, Sarah. Congratulations on your next chapter, sir. Thank you. Keep taking good care of our customers.
Come in. Daniel, please have a seat.
Thank you, John.
20 years. It feels like yesterday when HR introduced a young intern who wouldn't stop asking questions.
I was trying to understand everything. Insurance seemed like another language back then.
You learnt quickly, sometimes too quickly. You made the rest of us work harder. Have you changed your mind? There's still time. The board would gladly keep you.
I've asked myself that question every day for the last 6 months. The answer hasn't changed. I'm ready.
Leaving certainty for uncertainty. That's never easy.
No. But if I don't do it now, I'll spend the rest of my life wondering what might have been.
You've earned this opportunity. Just remember, running a brokerage isn't the same as running a department. Out there, every decision affects your own pocket. Every mistake has your name on it.
I know. And honestly, that excites me.
That's exactly why you'll succeed. Not because you know insurance, but because you know people. That's much harder to teach. Daniel, this city gave both of us our careers. Now, it's your turn to build something that carries your name.
Whatever I achieve next, this company will always be part of my story.
And you'll always be part of ours.
Good morning, gentlemen. The board is assembled. They're ready for you.
Shall we?
Daniel, welcome. Today we are not here to say goodbye. We are here to celebrate a remarkable journey. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is unlike any other board meeting we have held. Normally, this room is where we deliberate strategy, review financial performance, assess risks, and make decisions that shape the future of this company. Today, we are here to celebrate a man who has helped shape that future. Daniel, 20 years ago, you walked through our doors as an eager young intern. You had no executive title, no corner office, no authority, only curiosity, humility, and an extraordinary willingness to learn. Those qualities have never left you. Over the years, you climbed every rung of the corporate ladder, not because anyone handed you opportunities, but because you earned them. You proved that leadership is not about position. It is about influence. During your tenure, customer satisfaction reached record levels. Claims service improved. Client retention strengthened. Our corporate reputation grew because our customers trusted the people who represented this company, and few represented us better than you. You have mentored young professionals, challenged senior managers to think differently, and reminded this board that behind every policy number is a human being with hopes, fears, and expectations. There is an old saying, people may forget what you said, they may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Daniel, you made thousands of clients feel valued. You made hundreds of colleagues feel respected. And you made this board proud. Today, you leave not as an employee, but as part of this company's legacy. On behalf of the board of directors, management, shareholders, and every customer whose life you have touched, thank you.
A great leader is best described by those who have worked alongside him. I would therefore like to invite each member of the board to share a few words with Daniel. Mary, would you kindly begin?
Thank you, Chairman. Daniel, I've served on this board for 8 years. During that time, I have watched you handle some of the most difficult customer situations imaginable. You never looked for excuses. You looked for solutions. Even when the answer wasn't what a customer wanted to hear, they walked away knowing they had been treated with dignity and honesty. That is a rare gift. As you begin this new chapter, never lose that integrity. It will become your greatest competitive advantage. Congratulations.
Daniel, I've spent over 35 years in banking and insurance. I've worked with many executives. Some were brilliant. Some were charismatic. A few were exceptional. You belong in the last category. Not because you spoke the loudest, but because you listened the longest. You understood that leadership begins with listening. I have no doubt your brokerage will flourish because clients don't simply buy insurance. They buy confidence. And confidence is something you've built throughout your career. I wish you every success.
Daniel, entrepreneurship is exciting. It's also lonely. Tomorrow, you won't have an entire department solving problems with you. The difficult decisions will be yours alone. There will be sleepless nights. There will be disappointments. But there will also be victories that belong entirely to you. If the resilience you've shown here is any indication, I believe you'll build something remarkable. The market needs professionals like you.
Daniel, as HR director, I've watched your professional growth almost from the beginning. You've mentored dozens of graduates. Many of our current managers proudly call you their mentor. That's the true measure of success. Not how many people worked for you, but how many people grew because of you. Your legacy is already visible in this company. Thank you for investing in people.
Daniel, numbers tell stories. For years, I watched customer retention improve, complaints reduce, renewals increase. Those numbers weren't accidental. They reflected the trust you built with our clients. As a finance man, I appreciate measurable results. As your colleague, I appreciate something even greater. Your friendship. I wish you prosperity in your next venture.
Daniel, it's not often that a boardroom becomes emotional. Today is one of those rare occasions. Before we proceed with our formal presentation,
We'd be honored to hear from the man we've spent the last 30 minutes talking about.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, John, our CEO, Grace, Peter, Mary, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for words far kinder than I deserve. I honestly don't know whether I should respond as an executive or simply as a grateful employee whose life was changed by this company. 20 years ago, I walked through these doors with little more than ambition and a willingness to learn. This company took a chance on a young graduate who had no experience, no influence, and no idea where the journey would lead. Today, I leave not just with experience, but with values that will remain with me for the rest of my life. Mr. Chairman, thank you for your leadership and for believing in the people entrusted to this organization. Your wisdom has reminded us that good governance is not about policies alone. It is about people. To every member of this board, thank you for your guidance, your confidence, and the difficult decisions you've made to keep this company strong. Serving under your stewardship has been both an honor and a privilege. John, you have been far more than my chief executive officer. You have been my mentor, my coach, and above all, my friend. You challenged me when I became comfortable, trusted me when it mattered most, and allowed me the freedom to grow into the leader I am today. For that, I will always be grateful. Grace, thank you for always believing that investing in people is the greatest investment any company can make. You never saw employees as numbers on an organizational chart. You saw potential. Thank you for seeing mine. Peter, thank you for teaching me that every financial report tells the story of thousands of customers who have placed their trust in us. Your discipline and professionalism have inspired me throughout the years. Mary, thank you for quietly keeping this organization running with excellence. Your work often happens behind the scenes, but it is deeply appreciated. To everyone gathered here today, thank you for your friendship, your encouragement, and the many lessons we've shared together. But I would also like to acknowledge the many people who are not in this room. The branch managers across the country, our underwriting teams, our claims officers, customer service representatives, receptionists, call center agents, drivers, office assistants, security officers, cleaners, ICT teams, marketing, legal, compliance, internal audit. Every colleague who has walked this journey with me. No one succeeds alone. If my name has ever been associated with excellence, it is because I stood on the shoulders of extraordinary people. To every customer who trusted us with their businesses, their homes, their health, their livelihoods, and their dreams, thank you for allowing me to serve you. It has been the greatest privilege of my professional life. As I begin a new chapter, I do so without regret. Not because I am leaving, but because I know I am leaving behind a company that is stronger than any one individual. That is the mark of a truly great organization. Finally, I leave with no bitterness, only gratitude. Gratitude for every opportunity, every challenge, every lesson, every friendship, and every moment that has shaped the person standing before you today. Thank you for believing in me. May this company continue to grow, continue to innovate, and continue changing lives for many years to come. God bless you all. Thank you.
Daniel, thank you. Thank you for those heartfelt words. If there was ever any doubt about the kind of man you are, you've just removed it. Humility has always been one of your greatest strengths. On behalf of this board, once again, thank you for your 20 years of exemplary service. You have served this company with integrity, professionalism, and unwavering commitment.
Your contribution will continue to be felt long after you've left this building. As you begin this exciting new chapter, allow me to leave you with one simple piece of advice. Carry with you everything good that you've learned here. Carry our values. Carry our culture of putting customers first. Carry the discipline, professionalism, and excellence that have defined your career. And if, over 20 years, there were moments when we disappointed you, if there were decisions you didn't agree with, if anyone knowingly or unknowingly hurt you, leave those behind. Forgive us. Don't allow yesterday's disappointments to become tomorrow's baggage. The future is far too important to be weighed down by the past. I've also heard a little rumor. Apparently, where you're going to become one of our biggest clients. You know, for years it was your department that managed our relationships with brokers. You trained teams on how brokers should be served. You challenged us to improve our turnaround times. You insisted that brokers deserved the same professionalism as every other customer. Well, now you'll finally experience that service from the other side of the table. I sincerely hope we don't disappoint you.
We'll have no excuses now. Daniel knows every process.
Exactly. If we fail him, he'll know precisely which department to blame. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost done. There is just one final item before we conclude this very special meeting. John, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I now invite you to lead us through the final part of today's program. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Daniel, I've been looking forward to this moment all morning. There are a few surprises we have prepared for you, and I believe it's only fitting that we begin with the first one. Daniel, today is not goodbye. It is simply the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. For 20 years, you've walked these corridors with integrity, professionalism, and an unwavering commitment to our customers. You've celebrated our victories. You've carried us through difficult seasons. You've helped build a culture that places people before policies and service before self. Today, it is our privilege to thank you, not just with words, but with a small token of our appreciation.
Thank you. I'm deeply honored. I will treasure this moment for the rest of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, that would have been enough. But Daniel has never believed in doing just enough. Neither should we. Daniel, for 2 decades, you have driven this company forward with vision, discipline, and compassion. Today, we would like you to begin your next journey in something equally dependable. On behalf of the board, management, and every employee whose life you've touched, it gives me great pleasure to present you with a brand new Toyota Prado TX.
I honestly don't know what to say. This is completely unexpected. Thank you. Thank you all, from the bottom of my heart.
There's only one thing we ask in return.
What's that?
When you open your brokerage, please don't recruit all our staff. We'd like to keep a few good people.
I promise. I'll only take the ones who volunteer.
See, Mr. Chairman? He's already negotiating.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Looking around this room, I realize something. I've never really thought of you as colleagues. I've always thought of you as family. For 20 years, we've celebrated victories together, solved impossible problems together, comforted customers together, shared laughter together, and occasionally survived impossible deadlines together. Every achievement people have credited to me was never mine alone. It belonged to all of us. Every claims officer who stayed late to help a distressed customer, every underwriter who found a solution instead of saying no, every receptionist who welcomed clients with a smile, every cleaner who made this building feel like home, every security officer who greeted us every morning, every member of staff. You made this company what it is. Today I leave with wonderful memories and even better friendships. Although I'm leaving this office, I'm not leaving you. In fact, I'll only be across town, and from what I've heard, my next engagement is likely to make us meet even more often than before. After all, someone will have to keep bringing business to this company. So don't say goodbye. Just say, see you soon. I promise I'll visit whenever I can. I'll always be happy to share a cup of tea, catch up on old stories, and celebrate your successes. And when you see me walking into this building in future, please don't ask the receptionist to make me wait. Finally, thank you for every lesson, every friendship, every challenge, and every memory. Working alongside you has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. May this company continue to grow. May each one of you continue to prosper. And may we all meet again, not just as colleagues, but as lifelong friends. God bless you all. Thank you. She is beautiful, more than I imagined.
Well, she is finally yours. You have earned every kilometer of it. Mr. Daniel Omondi, may I present to you your office on wheels.
Thank you for everything. Not just today, for the 20 years.
Make us proud out there.